Oh, welcome to JLJ this evening. I'm James Lott Jr. I look the same. I record all these at once, so that's why I look the same. And tonight's episode, this is actually Friday. Friday night, I believe it's Friday. Friday, we did a whole week's worth. If you haven't watched, I decided to do every night this week at 5 p.m., 5 episodes. So I'm trying something new. I want to see the numbers are and that whole thing. And I might continue this. Or next week, I might do 5 episodes of JLJ After Dark, where it's even later. So I'm trying different things. And I'm trying to put more content on my channel because I'm a little bottom heavy. I have a lot of audio more than I have video. I've been audio's just easier to do, and there's less to worry about. Video, you got to do all these bells and whistles, and I like being a podcaster, so I have no problem with that. But I don't mind camera. A lot of folks, they're like me. We go on YouTube to look at content. So I'm trying to add more and more content on YouTube. This is part of that process. Tonight's conversation conversation we're gonna have is about graveyard shifts. So it's funny. I was looking on Craigslist the other day. Remember Craigslist? Because I was like being nostalgic about Craigslist. I was like, oh yeah, I found people on there 5 years ago. I found a couple of actual gigs. I said, James, I'm gonna apply. They're one-off gigs. I'm gonna apply for them. And I got 2 out of 3 callbacks. One of them, I actually got the position. It was like it's a little gig thing. Took care of that. That was easy breezy cover girl. The other one, I went on the interview. I didn't get it. And the other one I didn't hear back from. So I heard out of 2 out of 3, and they were legit, and they paid pretty well, and I was very cool. So I did that. But also, I'm also on Monster and Indeed. I always have been because in my past there were times I was like, "Do I need a job? I have to get a job." And funny going on there. One late night, I went on Indeed. I was like, I'm going to go on here, see what's going on. Updated some of my information for shits and giggles. And it was funny because I was like, I'm not looking for a job, like job. I'm looking for gigs, not jobs. But what if I had to get a part-time job or just a job? And I thought, what if I had to get a job while still wanting to do this? Because a lot of my friends, that's what they're doing. They're getting actual jobs. And I try to find ones that are flexible enough so they can actually continue doing this work. And I think on my job seriously. I really don't want to get a job and be like, yeah, no matter. I just quit anytime I want. I don't want to do that. But you also don't want to get a serious job because you don't want to have to do that. It's crazy. So, and I'm in a position I don't have to have a job. So I'm fortunate. I'd like to have to get a job. Now look, and one came up. I guess as soon as you go on there, they're like, he's looking. And he sent me one for a PBX operator at Martin Luther King Jr. Hospital. And I know Martin Luther King Jr. Hospital is not the greatest neighborhood. It's east of me, towards Compton and Watts and all that. But it was funny because I was like, it was overnight. It was a graveyard shift, 17.05 an hour. So you get benefits and also it's on a hospital. And I used to do that shit. I used to do that. I used to was an operator. And I used to work graveyard shifts. So I was like, wow. Well, graveyard, it'd be less than the daytime. And if I did it right, I could do that and still do my other work. I can still do my audio drama recordings at night. I can still do any gigs during the daytime. I get some sleep in there somewhere, right? So I didn't apply for anything, but I was just looking, going, oh, but I went back onto the Indeed to look at stuff. And there are a bunch of night jobs and overnight and graveyard shift jobs. And we've talked about graveyard shifts on the shifts on this program before. I've had a few of them. If you have the stamina and make the lifestyle, make it work, you can. And I was just looking. I don't know anybody out there. You guys work what they call third shift, late shift, graveyard, overnight shift, different names. But I was looking at stuff near me. I was like, just stuff near me. I was looking at the airport, things like that, because I know like there's dispatcher. I used to be a dispatcher. She used to work there, and she's done overnights before. I'm just like looking at something going, that it's like, okay, so you go at nighttime. It doesn't really interfere with any of your stuff during the day. But you gotta find sleep in there somewhere. Because I gotta sleep. I'm a big person who likes to sleep. So I gotta find some sleep. I was thinking I could still, if I got off at 6 or 7, sleep till noon, give me 5 hours, 6 hours till one, and then I would have a whole day still. I was like, I could do that. Or work through and then go to bed around 3 in the afternoon, 4 in the afternoon, and sleep until like 10, and then get up and get ready for your shift. I mean, there's I guess there's ways you. I was thinking about just thinking about that. How I would do that. I don't know how you guys at home. If you guys work these kind of shifts, how's your world work? But there are a lot of stock jobs and factory jobs, of course. The holidays are coming up, and I know that I think Amazon's hiring. I think Target's hiring for seasonal work. And it's. I mean, restocking the stores at night. I had a friend who she did that. She loved it. She was like, the seasonal like for 2 months, 3 months. And I think 17 is not the greatest, but it's a chunk. It's a nice chunk because you get paid every 2 weeks or once a week. You're like, okay, it's like 600. Like you start to add, it starts to add up on some level. If it's not the only thing you're doing, it could be actually something that could be helpful. Um, there are a lot. There's a lot. I was just like, wow. I'm like, okay, desk jobs like this. Um, yeah. But I'm like, when I want a high stress job like that, it can be stressful knowing all the codes, and if something does happen, and two Charlie 5, 6, 7 Apple, and all these things. I mean, I used to do all that. I used to do all that. It was fine. You get into it, but I don't know, I thought that. And at my age, I was also trying to look for jobs at my age in this workforce. I have friends who are my age who are having a hard time getting jobs. They are having a hard time. Or because we're older, we know what we can and can't. We're not doing that, and I'm not doing that anymore. I don't do that anymore. But you can't be picky. It's a whole thing, right? It's a whole thing about getting work. I know it's I know. So it's interesting looking at what's out there. There's stuff out there. There is, and there are jobs out there. And that was another thing. I was like, are there jobs out there? There are, and I think it's up to you what you're willing to do or not do. Right? That's what it is. What are you willing to do? What are you willing to not do? And that's what you got to figure out. You got to figure out because there are jobs. I mean, I'm seeing in LA, especially. I'm seeing jobs everywhere. They may not be in your field or what you want to do, but they are out there. And that's why there are a lot of, and I'm noticing this latest generation, Gen Z and all them, they're like, I know these jobs. They're being very careful with jobs they get. And I admire them. I admire them for all that. But it's like, I don't know, there's a lot of jobs just sitting there on the table. So I don't know how you guys feel about that. I'm James Lott Jr. Again, this is the end of my experiment this week of 5 shows, all released after 5 p.m. Pacific time here on JLJ Media. I might continue doing this next week. I'm deciding yet, just to wait and see. Or I have another show called JLJ After Dark, which is even later. I might do a string of those shows next week. I'm trying to decide which one I'm going to do. Just have to wait and see what happens. But I'm trying to get more content around the clock on JLJ Media. I want you to come here. I've met some of you guys. There's a lot of night owls. I want to be able to see you go, oh, James, something new tonight. Okay, here we go. So I might continue to, let me know if you should I continue doing this? Should I try it again? Whatever. I'm trying stuff. This is all for you out there. We'll try to get some guests and that kind of stuff too, and record these. But I mean, I want this to be for you. I'm James Lott Jr. and follow us at JLG Media everywhere, and I'll talk to you next time.